Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, the Bureau of Corrections is threatened with a meager budget for 2024 as alleged corruption continues to persist in the state penitentiary. Lawmakers question the lavish lifestyles of detainees inside the new Bilibid prison. And the search continues for a missing Bilibid inmate after officials clarified his bones were not found in the septic tank. Bureau of Corrections Director General Gregorio Catapang Jr. joins us in the program. House lawmakers warned the Bureau of Corrections that it will receive a meager budget in 2024 if the alleged corruption inside the new Bilibid prison is not fixed. House Human Rights Panel Chairperson Bienvenido Abante said he wants to give the agency a 1 peso budget, but he will not do so for the welfare of the detainees. Lawmakers grilled Bucor officials for allowing the persons deprived of liberty to live lavish lifestyles and even enjoy the use of billiard tables and video machines. In other news, the relatives of Jemboy Baltazar are angry with the police after the 17-year-old was shot and killed in what authorities claim is a case of mistaken identity. Even Interior Secretary Benhur Abalos is demanding justice. Denisa Fernandez has the story.
Like a dog left dead, this is how Gerald Jemboy Baltazar's sister described the unjust killing of the teenage boy. 17-year-old Jemboy was supposed to catch fish on August 2 in Navotas when 6 police officers suddenly shot him, mistaking him for a suspect. The teenager's sister lamented they lost trust and confidence on the police.
Galit na galit po. Kasi nung pinabayaan po nila yun sa sa ilog po, parang wala lang po nangyari nung araw na po yun eh.
Galit na galit po kasi hindi naman po tama yung ginawa nila sa kapatid namin.
Friends and relatives have come to pay their respects to Jemboy here at their house in Barangay NBBS Kaunlaran in Navotas. Even Interior Secretary Benhur Abalos visited to extend his condolences to the family. Abalos was also dismayed with the killing. That's why he will meet with the Philippine National Police to review operational procedures.
Alam kong mahirap tanggapin ang nangyari. Maski ako, galit po ako sa nangyaring ito. And I will make sure that justice will be done here. At hindi na dapat mangyari ito.
The 6 cops involved in the shooting are currently detained. They are facing administrative and criminal cases, including homicide.
Sinama po namin kanina yung family ng victim upang mapatunayan na totoong nakakulong sila kasi hindi naman po sila pwedeng pakawalan ko kasi na-inquest ko na sila at kung sila ay may mawala, malaki pong pananagutan ko niyan sa batas.
Meanwhile, Navotas Mayor John Ray Chanco pledged to provide help to the bereaved family. Denisa Fernandez, CNN Philippines.
PNP Chief Major General Benjamin Acorda Jr. also visited the wake of Jemboy Baltazar last night. He assured Jemboy's family that authorities will, quote, exert effort to come out with the truth during the investigation. Acorda adds he will meet with Interior Secretary Abalos today to pin down and review lapses in police operations.
Magmi-meeting kami, what are these SOPs, standard operating procedures violated, ano yung mga saan nagkukulang. Is it under discipline or is it in the doctrine? Yun ang titignan natin. And also, yung when it comes to the mental health, like in Taguig, so we are reviewing all these things.
Jemboy's death is only one of the several controversies involving cops over the past few days. For a crime watchdog, these incidents signify an alarming culture of impunity. Chrissy De Matulak has the story.
The Philippine National Police again under fire after a series of criminal incidents involving their ranks. A CCTV footage has since gone viral on social media, showing men in civilian clothes going in and out of the home of a retired professor in Imus, Cavite. The 8 men are actually police officers carrying different items from the house. On Wednesday, Navotas police shot Jemboy Baltazar, a 17-year-old who was about to go fishing with his friends. The police admit it was a case of mistaken identity. In Taguig, one police officer was killed, while 2 others were wounded in a shooting incident inside the police station. The attack came from another police officer. Crime watchdog Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption says these incidents have become a cause for alarm.
Ang DECC ka nananawagan kay PNP, kamay na bakal, and yung certainty, kasiguruhan ng arrest, kasuhan, dismissal. Very strong, walang sacred cow. Pag yun, napakita niya yun, talagang at least mapapanatag tayo na ang mandato ng PNP to serve and protect will be there, will be present. Tila ngayon, absent eh.
PNP data shows since July of last year until August 2 this year, there have been 500 dismissed police personnel. Over 100 have been demoted, and almost 1,000 were suspended.
Karamihan po dito ay definitely yung mga involvement po nila sa mga police operation like this. So yung mga grave misconduct cases and even yung mga irregularity in the performance and in the conduct of police operation, kasama na po lahat po dito yon, including po yung ibang mga offenses that falls under the jurisdiction po ng admin disciplinary machinery po ng Philippine National Police.
The PNP says this is part of cleansing its own ranks.
Ito ay isang eye-opener. Ating mga kapulisan ay alam ang mga dapat nilang sundin na mga protocols at yung ating mga police operational procedures. The directive of our Chief PNP is to conduct a fast, objective, and fair investigation para mapanagot natin yung mga nagkakamali at nagkukulang.
The 8 cops from Cavite have already been charged with robbery. Their team leader and the Imus chief of police were relieved from their posts under the doctrine of command responsibility. Meanwhile, the 6 cops in Navotas were charged with reckless imprudence resulting in homicide. Their immediate supervisor was also relieved. In Taguig, the cop who ran amok has been charged with murder. Chrissy De Matulak, CNN Philippines.
And let's go straight to the source of the story. We have Bureau of Corrections Chief Gregorio Catapang. General Catapang, welcome back to the source. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you very much also for inviting me here.
All right, let's start with this. General, you and other officials endured about a 6-hour hearing yesterday. Is that not true? Before the House of Representatives, and moreover, lawmakers were quite unhappy with the situation in the National Bilibid Prison. Sir, can we begin with that issue on PDL's access to cell phones and internet? So, to this day, meron pa po talagang cellphone at meron pa po talagang internet?
We are not allowing individual cell phones. What we are allowing is the e-Dalaw, which is also part of the reformation process. The ICRC donated about 79 or 78 laptops, and we created that, we use that laptop as an e-Dalaw system, in as much as not all PDLs are being visited by their families or relatives.
Okay, kaya po may internet kasi pinapayagan po itong e-Dalaw.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why there's an internet provider.
Opo. Pero yung cellphones po ng mga PDL, meron pa po ba hanggang ngayon?
Meron pa rin po kasi just recently we conducted again Greyhound operation. Naka-recover na naman kami ng mga cellphone. And then of course they were confiscated and some of them were also surrendered.
And to this day, sir, paano niyo ho ba, what do you do? Araw-araw ho nagkakaroon ho ba ng inspection para ma-confiscate? Doon muna tayo sa mga cellphones, sir, and I guess the question really is, darating ho kaya, how difficult is it to really put an end to PDLs having access to cell phones or having cell phones for that matter?
Kasi po may connivance yan hanggang ngayon na that's why you will recall that I already relieved about 700, no? Because of that issue, one of that issue, yung pagpupuslit, no? kasi right now, what I inherited, talagang kung pwede natin sabihin, 100,000 isang problema ang in-inherit ko dito. And I still have to have more time to really institute the reforms. Kaya po doon sa hearing sa Senate and Congress, they recognize the efforts that I'm doing. Kasi nga, nung pumupo ako dito, na nag-surrender ng katakot-takot na mga cellphone, katakot-takot na beer can, mga baril, whatever. Then, dissatisfied ako doon sa 700 na gwardiya na nagbabantay sa MVP. I relieved them, and then naglagay na naman akong bago. Unfortunately, ang hirap talagang i-instill yung discipline, anti-corruption, efforts, kasi pagka nakaupo after so many days or weeks, monitored na naman, so they will be relieved. Imbestigahan na naman, dumating na sa punto, itong mga tao na to, parang nire-recycle ko, no? Iniipon ko sila para sa ganon, hoping that they will also change their values. Kasi ang problema dito, hindi lang mga PDL, pati mga tao ko na in-inherit, talagang ang titigas ng ulo nila, but ang scapegoat nila, civil service eh. Kung sa military lang ito, discharge from the service lahat ito eh.
Kaya nyo pong gawin.
No?
Opo.
Kaya po, hindi po, wala po akong powers na ganun eh.
Yeah.
They have to be investigated, they go through the process, no? Ang tagal. Pero kung sana mayroon akong powers to dismiss, of course, may nadi-dismiss naman ako. It takes
Pero
time.
kailangan kasuhan.
I can
hindi
show
ho
you
ba?
the records na meron ako ng mga dismiss, about 10. Dismissed for dishonorable service to Bucor.
Okay. General, I want to clarify something because it was a couple of months ago that you did that surprise replacement, 600 to 700 po. Pinalitan niyo po yun, hindi ho ba? Tapos inilagay niyo po yung mga bagong tao ninyo. How are they performing so far? Are you having problems with them as well? That you need to change them again? Ganun ho ba yun?
Opo, kaya nga po, hindi ko naman kayang outrightly i-dismiss from the service. I want them to undergo a retraining course, no? A reformation course as well. So nakapag-graduate na ako ng 250 and then another 250 next month. Hopefully, itong ni-recycle ko ng mga Bucor officials, talaga namang magbago na. Kasi sila rin ang nagdadala ng problema dito sa Bucor. Because nga, di ba, na-report natin, kahit mismong pharmacist na nagpapasok ng sigarilyo, no? And then yung iba nagpapasok ng cellphone, yung iba nagpapasok ng pera. So they are all under investigation. Kung tutuusin mo, hindi naman tayo nagpapabaya, but I have to just use persuasion, moral persuasion. Sabi ko, ito, hindi nahihinto ang hearing kung hindi kayo talaga mag-aayos dahil kahit araw-araw ako sabunin sa Congress o sa Senate, kayo rin naman ang solusyon. So hopefully, there will be real changes. Ako na rin ang mismo magsusupervise sa kanila, yung mga inherited ko dito, no, problems. Ang sinabi ko nga dito, at the end of the day, what I inherited is a broken chain of command, a rotten system, a broken structure, a broken organization, and a broken culture. No? Lahat po yan na for the last 50 years na naging kultura na po dito. So really, it takes time. But I promise you, I will turn it around in 5 years' time. Kasi 50 years po ito na pabayaan. 50 years po
General,
tumakbo ang kultura ng ganito.
Opo. So basically, ang sinasabi niyo po, parang napakatagal na kasing problema yung problema dyan sa Bilibid. And it's not going to take a year for you to be able to...
And then, of course, in addition to that, Ma'am Pinky, may interrupt you. Meron pong, nagtataka naman po ako, 9 months po ako na umupo dito, walang problema. Everybody was doing fine. And then all of a sudden, after 9 months, nagkagulo. So I'm also facing a leadership challenge among the pangkat leadership. So ngayon na maayos na sila, there are some groups na trying to parang regain back their position kasi nga maayos na yung sistema, nahinto ko ng mga drugs, of course na-limit ko talaga, malaking na-limit ko, pati baril, mga gano'n, napasurrender. But there are still groups na yan, yung mga PDL naman na hindi ko pwedeng daanin sa dahas kasi it's useless kung dadaanin sa dahas. Pero ngayon, naglipat ako ng mga drug lords, yung mga leaders talaga. Ito yung nasaktan na ang tingin ko ito yung nag-orchestrate ng gulo dito sa loob ng Bucor.
General, hold that thought, sir.
To stop the changes.
Yeah, we need to talk about that kasi parang ang lumalabas, nagkakaroon po ng sadyang gulo para po pahirapan kayo o para po sakali ay mapalitan kayo. That's what I'm understanding from what you're saying, sir. But hold that thought. We'll be taking a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Bureau of Corrections Chief Gregorio Katapang. General, balikan ko lang po yung sinabi niyo. So, in the 9 or 10 months that you've been there, siguro, let's assess for you, what were the improvements that you have implemented? At ano po siguro yung inyong nagawa? Kasi parang sinasabi niyo, meron kayong mga ginawa dyan na hindi ikinatutuwa ng mga nasa loob, para naggagawa sila ng storya, para siguro magmukha kayong inefficient, para matanggal kayo sa pwesto.
Opo, marami na po akong ginawang short-term or quick wins, no? Yung idalaw, visitation, and then of course, yung kanilang health and safety, no? Nagka-problema tayo ngayon, lalo na po sa tag-ulan. Dati kasi po natutulog lang sila sa basketball court eh. Ngayon, umuulan na, hindi na sila pwede doon. So they have to make makeshift barracks na tinatawag, but it is really inhuman. And then of course, meron tayong kulungan ng kasya lang. Talagang kung sisiksik mo silang lahat, pagkakasahin mo, matutulog sila nakatayo o nakaupo. No? But that will be a big problem. So nagkaroon sila ng mga makeshift na housing. And of course, yung at any one time may problema ako dito na 3,000 to 4,000 na hindi ko maipasok sa loob ng selda. So ito yung nakakalat na parati kong binabantayan para sa ganun hindi sila mag-away-away. Ang mga reforms na nag-aano kami, drug test kami, naglagay na ako ng mga K9, naglagay din ako ng CCTV. No? Ang problema ko, yung CCTV, pag nilagay ko, mismong gwardiya, binabaliktad niya para siya hindi ma-monitor. So, yun talaga yung mga malalaking problema na inaarap ko, yung attitude po ng mga tao dito. Hindi lang problema yung PDL na 51,000 and growing. Yeah. And ito ring mga tao ko dito, we are just about 6,000, but may na-recruit naman ako na additional 3,000. Baka ma-pollute ito, ma-virus naman doon sa mga old ways and laxities ng mga previous. No? Kasi ang hirap po nilang baguhin dahil sabi nila kahit i-floating mo ko, hintayin ko na lang yung time ko na maalis ka dito and then back to good old days.
Pwede naman ho sila ma-floating status kasi kahit papano, medyo yung turnover din po as Bucor Chief, marami din pong napapalitan kaagad. Okay, General, ganito po. Balikan ko yung sinabi ninyong 600. I wasn't very siguro clear on that. Yung pinalitan yung 600, surprise po yun. Tinanggal nyo sila, refresher course, etc. Nagpasok po kayo ng bagong 600. How were these 600 doing? did they end up to be problems as well? Were they eaten by the system?
Opo.
Paano ho ba nangyari dun sa 600 na yun?
So many days, yung presyo nandyan na sa kanila, yung tukso nandyan na. No? Mahuhuli mo na yung gwardiya, merong pera na sinasabi kanila, but it's hundreds of thousands. No? Pero hindi naman sa kanila yon na pinapatago ng mga PDL sa kanila, just in case. So ngayon, talagang
So
I have to
they ended up
really
to be problems as well, sir.
go down to the grounds, no? Sabi ko nga, kung kailangan, ako na rin magbabantay sa gate para ma-monitor kayo o mag-CCTV tayo every now and then. I will do it. But hopefully, ito nakita nyo naman na may gusto manggulo sa atin. Let's help each other because change is really coming whether you like it or not.
Sir, so basically you're saying that the 600 that you put also ended up to be problematic. Okay, can we clear that up, sir?
Hindi naman. Some of them are steadfast, no? Yung pailan-ilan na lang. Kasi yung, kumbaga, yung 600 na, let's say, tama, 600, nagdagdag ako ng 300, pumalit muna sa kanila, and then nag-recycle ako ng another 250, about 600. Hopefully na hindi na sila bumalik sa dating ugali. Kasi sabi ko, ito, ni-recycle ko na kayo. If you will not really change, I can have that power to recommend that you be dismissed from the service. Kasi may mga kaso na kayo, pina-retrain ko kayo, pina-repressor ko kayo, pinaano ko, ingrain ko yung values, but you really don't want to change your values. I will have to recommend that you be removed from the service.
All right. Again, a short break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, Bureau of Corrections Chief Gregorio Katapang. So, General, you're saying that, give me the next 5 years because this is a 50-year-old problem. Okay, sir. Meron pong lumabas sa hearing kahapon na pinapayagan daw yung, I don't know if this is in the NBP, yung request for billiard table, karaoke machine, and mahjong and loudspeaker. Ang signatory daw is allegedly the Senior Inspector Angeline Bautista. Can you tell us more about this, sir? Pinapayagan ho ba ito sa loob ng bilibid?
Ay, hindi po, Ma'am Pinky. That's why ngayon nag-Greyhound operation tayo. Lahat ng billiard tables, yan is kinumpiskate, including yung baraha at saka mahjong. We don't allow that. That's illegal. That's not allowed to be done in Bucor.
Pero bakit po pinayagan nitong si Senior Inspector Angeline Bautista? I think ang sinabi during the hearing yesterday was for recreation.
Opo, recreation for purpose of doing something. Pero yung na-tolerate na nila yung billiard, but dyan ang pagkakaproblema kasi pag may laro, may nagpupustahan, and then yung pustahan may natatalo, may nag-aaway.
May napipikon.
Better wala na muna yung mga ganyan. Mabuti pa, maglaro na lang ng chess o whatever.
Opo. Pero tsaka
hindi
delikado
sila
po
nag-aaway.
yung billiard table dahil yung bolang yon kung magkapikunan, itama mo po sa ulo yon, that will be that could be pose as a very big problem. So wala na po yan. And in fact, we can show some of the confiscated items. May mga, ang dami po, ice pick, meron pang granada. I saw in the list, sir, that you sent, meron po yung mga, ito po, ice pick. Naku, daming knives. Tapos ano po to, General? I don't know if you have
po yan? Dahil bawal na yung alak, natuto naman sila gumawa ng tuba.
I see. Okay, sir. Yan yung mga na-confiscate ninyo. All right.
Pag may yeast, magagawa raw sila ng tuba. So pati yung panaderya nila na nagagamit nila, makakain sila ng mainit na pandesal, pinapabantayan ko na rin. Kasi alam nyo, mas matalino po sila sa atin kung mag-iisip ng mga kalokohan. Kaya talagang dapat bantay sarado po sila.
Opo. General, what do you plan to do? Let's say in the next siguro year. Ano ho ang kailangan niyo
Ngayon-
pang gawin para mapabuti ang sitwasyon sa NBP?
Dalawa na po. Either you surrender or I will go on galugad 24 hours unannounced. No?
Maybe you should
Kasi
do that, sir.
sobrang bait ko. Trusted them that they will cooperate. Sabi ko sa inyo, sabi ko sa kanila, kausap ko yung lahat ng pangkat leader, lahat sila nakatungo na nahihiya sa akin. Lalong-lalo na yung leader ng Sputnik dahil doon nagsimula sa kanyang gulo. Of course, siya ang pinakamarami, 6,000 yung kanyang nasasakupan. So sabi ko, pasensyahan na tayo. Binigay ko na po lahat ng kalayaan sa inyo para magbagong buhay kayo. Now, either you surrender, pag sinurrender nyo, mag-iimbestiga pa rin ako, pero I will have a hard time finding out kung sino ang nag-surrender. But pag inabutan ko sa pwesto nyo, yung mga illegal dyan, kakasuhan kayo, hahaba pa ang buhay nyo. Pero sabi ko sa kanila, in exchange, I told them, I will help you get out of this facility as soon as you have nagawa nyo na yung naka-minimum sentence served na kayo.
Opo.
I will help you para
Good conduct.
maparol kayo because you are good, you are reforming.
Opo, yun yung pwede niyong gamitin, yung good conduct nila, years of good conduct. That can be eligible for possibly early release. Bureau of Corrections Chief General Gregorio Katapang, sir. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and good luck.
Salamat
You'll
po.
need it, sir. And thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.